Okay.
because the units here are 10,000 apart. So it just happened to be that the numbers worked for you.
Okay.
But don't do that.
Okay.
Okay. What I'd like you to do is to bring out your lab that I handed to you yesterday. And this is the lab portion. So right here. Okay, so I'd like you to bring that lab out. You're going to go through the lab today. It's going to be quite extensive.
I'm pretty sure everyone else knows it.
Okay, there you go. What I'd like you to do, I'm going to actually take you through, we're basically going to spend the morning just going through this lab. Okay, so by the end of our time together, you should feel pretty comfortable with this microscope. And then tomorrow, we're going to go out to the pond. We're going to fish some tiny little organisms together, and we're going to put it on a microscope and have a look at some living things. Maybe I'll even do devotions out there tomorrow. I always like it's quite pretty. Okay, so what I'd like you to do though is I'd like you to open up to section D of the lab, because we're going to start right in the middle. As you can probably tell, Mr. Sharp kind of jumps around a little bit, but I'll give you the. So everybody open up to section D. You'll see that each of the sections are marked, and we're going to start on section D, which is to do with what makes a good drawing and what makes a poor drawing. Okay, what makes a good drawing and what makes a poor drawing? All right, so on that, okay, so let's go through the criteria that I'm going to be marking your labs with so that you could do just a great job with these. Let me just see if maybe I can make these a bit bigger so we can get full screen. Doesn't seem to want to make it much bigger than this. Okay, so making biological drawings, just follow along with me. You can, I know that the print's a little bit small, so just use your print that you can go through. We're going to go through each one just to make sure you know what we want. So first off, when we're doing this, you may draw a circle to represent the field of view, but it's not necessary. So you don't have to say, okay, I'm going to draw this circle, then I'm going to draw what's inside it. You could just draw it, okay? Often this results in super tiny drawings, and we don't want tiny drawings. If you draw a circle, that you feel bounded within the circle. And so I've always sort of discouraged people from doing circles and then drawing inside it. Your drawing should take up 1/4 to 1/2 of the page. So you should actually feel like, wow, I'm really drawing and drawing big. We want big drawings because it allows us to be clearer and like see more detail. Okay, so make sure that your drawings, I've made it in really big, bold print. Make large drawings. Small drawings, you will lose marks. Always, and it's funny how I say this each year, and yet some still insist, don't use pen when you draw. Always use pencil. don't use markers, use pencils. Show as much detail as you can, but don't start making up stuff, okay? So if you can't see it, don't draw it. I don't want to know what's from your imagination. I just want to know what is actually in front of you. Again, don't go to your lab book or textbook and copy what it should look like. Copy what you see. If the lines are thick, make your lines thick. If the lines are thin, make the lines thin. Tell me about that. When you are doing a drawing, you're going to include its title. You're going to include a scale bar, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, indicating what the actual size of the drawing is. How big is it? So you have to actually measure your drawing. And you are going to do the calculations for the magnification of your drawing. Okay, so this is what a good drawing looks like. You can see right away that a good drawing has the title, plant cells. That's our title. It's also telling me what the magnification is that I'm viewing it at, 400 times, okay? A good drawing is going to be a very large drawing. It's going to take up at least a quarter of the page. So it's going to start here. It's going to go down. All the way across, right? So it's lots, it's very big. Okay, so maybe these are my plant cell walls, right? So I wanted to show that, okay? And I only drew what I could see was in here. Right, so there's a very thin, and then maybe I found that this line was really, a little bit thinner. And maybe I found that this line, for some reason, was a bit thicker, okay? So I'm drawing the thinness and thicknesses of my lines. I'm also drawing things that I see inside it. I might not even know what it is, but maybe I saw some of this, so I'm drawing that. I don't know even what it is, but I'm going to put it there. I saw a little bit of this, a little of that. Oh, it was kind of interesting. A little bit of hairiness here. Don't know what that was. Okay, so that's what I saw. And if I think that I know what some of this stuff is, I can label it. So I could say this is the plant cell wall. I know that. I could say that this is the cell membrane. I know that. Maybe this is the cytoplasm. I know that. I can name things I know, but don't start guessing. You could also see at the bottom here that now it's told me the drawing magnification. So I've done the calculations. I figured out what the actual size of the cell is, how many will fit across the field of view. I divided that, I took this field of view's size and I divided it by the number of cells that fit across it. And then what I did was I took the size of my drawing. So this drawing must also include a scale. And so the scale will look like this on my drawing. I will be indicating where I started my measurement and where it ended. And so let's say in this case, it was 5 centimeters. Now, when I do that, if I'm going to measure from the top to bottom there, when I am doing my field of view and I'm counting the organism, so you can imagine if I'm back here, I'm actually going to be counting it from top to bottom, okay? So let's say the field of view here was, I don't know, 45 or 450 micrometers. I'm going to be counting the vertical, like how high it is. I'm not going to be counting how wide it is because I didn't measure the width of my drawing, I measured the length. So I have to compare the actual length. So don't be comparing the actual width with a measured drawing that's in length or vice versa, okay? The dimensions have to be the same. So that way you'll get the proper magnification. Okay, poor drawing. What does it look like? Little detail, very small, no title, right? It's just sort of there. It's small. There's no magnification, no labeling, no scale, no title, right? Everything's missing. I can't do anything with this. Okay, does that make sense? Let's try one together then. So what I'd like you to do, I've actually written all this on the back here for you, but I'd like to, oh, you know, it's fascinating. This I didn't actually, you don't have actual lab drawing. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just use the back page. So everybody open up to the back page here. This will be your lab drawing. Okay, and we're going to do the human hair, your hair. Yeah. Okay, so we are going, so take a hair, find a hair on the back of your head, or some people do their eyebrows as well. I don't care, but you need a hair. So find a hair, and you're going to put that hair on your microscope.